Alright, today we're out here working on the Titan. As you can see, the door pins are shot, and this door is rubbing on the other door. The main problem is it's not sealing and it's causing the truck to fill full of water. So we're going to try to go ahead and replace the door pins with this universal kit right here. Now this truck has spent one too many years up north, and I really don't want to remove that fender. So the goal is to try to use this multi-tool with a carbide tip, get in here and cut that pin right there, which I've already just tried it out a little bit to see if it was going to work, and it looks like it will. So we'll get this removed to give us a little bit more room to open the door. And we'll use a jack right here on the bottom of the door to hold it up for me and try to cut through that pin. If I can get through that easy enough, this shouldn't be that hard of a job to replace. So we'll try it out. Alright, I got the jack underneath that, and that made that pin loose in the hinge. So I think once I remove that, I can open it up a little bit more and then start cutting. So that's cutting through that pretty easy. You have to put the blade at an angle, but that's only a few seconds worth of cutting, so it should go through that pretty quick. I can't really record because there's not enough room in there, but I'll show you after I get done cutting it. Alright, that cut through extremely easy. There it is. I'm gonna get that cleaned up, grab a screwdriver and try to pop them two sides out. But that was way easier than I thought it was going to be. I don't think you could have gotten anything else in there, like a cutoff wheel or whatever, but the multi-tool worked pretty good. It didn't take long to get this pin out. A couple well-placed taps with a hammer and it popped right out. I did have to pull the bolts on this bracket to get the bottom one. This bottom bolt right here was in the way of the pin dropping down far enough, so that definitely had to come out. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this in the garage and I'm going to pop these brass bushings out of here. They're brass or copper, whatever they are, but that's the bushings that are worn. Then I'll get these pushed in and then I should be able to install this. So far I've got about 5 minutes into doing this. You definitely can't take a fender off that quick. So I got the new bushings in, cleaned that up a little bit. They pressed in pretty hard. I put them in a vise. It then ends up smacking the back of the bracket just to get them to go in, but the bolt goes in there nicely. So we'll get this bolted back in and get the pin back in, and the upper one will be done. So there's the top one. It's all done. Bolted back together, tightened down. You don't want to tighten this too much, otherwise it'll bind the door. But all in all, it took me about 15-20 minutes to do that one. Now I'm going to start cutting the bottom one and getting that out of there. And hopefully here in the next half hour or so, this door actually shuts right. Alright, so one tip, if you're going to use a multi-tool blade, definitely get the carbide blades, but let the tool do the work. And even so, I wasn't pushing hard, it still did a number on that blade. But I was able to get through both of them with ease at less than probably 45 seconds to a minute. And it went right through it. So yeah, don't push on it, just let it work through it itself and it'll cut right through it. Alright, getting this bottom one out took a lot longer. Probably 20 minutes. That knurling just did not want to come out of that bracket. But I win, and I will install the new one. Both top and bottom are replaced. Here's the new pin there and the new pin there. The bottom one was a little bit more of a pain because that pin wouldn't come out, but I was able to get it in a reasonable amount of time, and everything else went pretty smooth. So now the door is not hitting the other door anymore. The gap is a little off on the top still, but it's not hitting, so it should seal a lot better than what it was. So if you need to replace your door pins, that's a little bit easier way of doing it than taking the fender off. Thanks for watching.